Welcome back to Midford Pottery, part 2 of our slab building. So we'll adjust the camera in a second. We have a slab and we're going to do some, or prepare it for some sgraffito work. So I shall adjust the camera so you can see our slab that we'll be working on here. Let's get that so I can see what's going on as well. Right. So it's been smoothed on both sides, and what we have, I'll go black, so it's black slip. So I use Scarva nano colours, about 10 to 15% depending on the colour. So this is smoothed out, it's dried off a little bit, not too much. And all we're going to do, we're going to give it a coat of the black slip. As even as we possibly can. So the first coat's usually a little streaky. And what we're going to do, we're going to dry it and burnish it a little bit, basically compact the surface, and probably give it another second coat, or even 3. Get that applied all the way around. Like so. So as you can see, first pass, well, or you may not be able to see it, first pass, you get a lot of brush marks in it, which will progressively get less as we burnish this. So we've got to let that dry off, and I will force it by putting some hot air on it. So I will pause the video and I will be back in a minute when I have dried that out, and we'll do a bit of burnishing. So by the magic of editing, I'll see you in a few seconds. And we are back. So I only melted the plastic a little bit. So that's sort of just on the dry side to the touch. And what we're going to do now, I've only ever done this on a cup before and on the wheel, so I've got a large tablespoon. What we're going to do, we're just going to run that lightly across the surface. And what that does is just compresses the colour into the clear. And you start to get a bit of a shine built up on it. I say I usually cut corners and do this on the wheel, so it's spinning when I do this. So we will just work our way across the surface. So I'll speed this bit up, so I'll see you in a second. Right, so we've burnished it once, and as you can may or may not be able to see, as we do our second coat, get a much richer, less brush marked surface, because that's now compacted. So the next layer goes on a little better. And all you got to think, try not to scratch it with the bristles too much. So we don't want to take any of the colour off. Give that a coat over. So it's getting to a stage now where there's not, you can't really see the clear through the colour. I'm trying to get all the brush marks in the same orientation. Like so. So we have that. So again, I'm going to take it over there, run the heat gun over it, get it dry, do our last burnishing. So again, I will see you in a second when it is dried off a little bit, and we'll start the burnishing. Right, hold this bit up. So that's been dried again. So I don't know whether you can see it. So there's a little few patches, so possibly the third coat we'll need. So I'm going to got this spoon. Also, the other burnishing that you can use, I'll just grab a bit of plastic and a sponge. We need a decent sized sponge, we'll get that. So burnishing anything with a smooth sort of flattish surface. So we got old apron, old plastic apron. We're going to quarter that. So we've got a nice surface there. And what we're going to do, we're going to wrap that round onto a sponge. So we've got a smooth surface there. So if I attempt to demonstrate that. Ooh, that's a bit sticky. We'll go at that in a minute when it's drier. So I'm just going to work my way over with a spoon again. Try not to catch too many edges to drag the clay out. Right, so second layer's on pretty much. So I'm just going to more circular polishing / burnishing this time. Smooth it out with our fingertips. So what happens is, especially when you're using spoons, you'll get like a groove pattern appearing, which doesn't look very particularly nice. But surface colour wise, I think we're pretty much there. So what I'm going to do is go to fingertips now, just to smooth the surface off so it's nice and even. Right, so we've now got our coloured piece of clay. So because we've added a bit of liquid to it, it's now gone a little bit dry, wet, so we need it to be drier, so when we carve into it we get a nice crisp carve. So I'm going to let this dry off for a bit, probably force it with the heat gun a little bit, and then we'll come back and we'll try and think of a design to put on. So again, see ya in a few minutes. Right, we're back. So run the heat gun over again. It's just starting to dry, so I'll just make sure there's no imperfections or not too many in the burnishing. So now I need a chair and some carving tools. Aha! Right. So I'm going freehand with this. I'm going to take the hat off and I'm going to get some glasses so I can see what I'm doing. What we're going to do, what are we going to do? So I'm going to freehand this. So I reckon I'm going to do, get lots of carving tools ready. So I reckon I'm going to do big scrape right across the middle like that. So as you might be able to see in a minute, I'll do this line first. So what we're basically going to do, we're going to scrape the colour off the clear. That colour we've just put on. We're going to scrape it off so it reveals the clear underneath. Now I'm liking the look of that. I also need some round shapes. I'll get rid of this brush. No, I'll get rid of it in a minute. We're going to do some more of them because I like them. So if I go so that's there. Put a stripe right across. Well, there's two lines. So this could take some time. So I'll not bore you with everything and I'll speed it up and you'll be able to see as the design evolves. so we have finished our carvings. Try to be as random as I can. So now we're going to try and make it curved into a sort of platter. Now we got a couple of options. Clay's getting quite dry because of us handling it. So what I think we might do, just need this squirty bottle. So I'm going to give that a squirt of water to put a bit of moisture back in it. On that side, and then hopefully put that on there so it doesn't smudge too much. Then we are going to turn it over. Put some water on this side and clean this edge up. Hopefully that little bit of water will give it enough flexibility. So I'm just running around with a sponge. Just to take the rough edge off that base. I say, so we'll put a bit of water on it, so our options are we can curve the whole lot, or we'll just try and curve a bit of the edge. Well, I'm leaning towards curving the whole lot so it's like a big platter. One, because I like that shape. Two, it's probably the easier option. Don't have to put feet on it. So that's getting a bit of water in it. One thing I do want, which I usually forget on these bigger items, Maker's Mark. So I'm going to try my new one. This is a brass one from Amazon. See how it goes. So we're going to go right in the middle. It's supposed to be a wax seal, but obviously, oh yeah, does a pretty good job on clay. I'll give you a close up of that. I'll not be upside down, but gives you quite a crisp. Now, so we want to curve it that way, so we've got to turn it over again. Now, I want to make sure there's no bits on the plastic. Give that a little brush over. Put that back over. Put our board back on. Like so. Turn it back over. And you'll see why in a minute. A lot of turning backwards and forwards. So I want to clean that out. Make sure everything's okay. Give all plastic a clean. Oh, we've got the chance. Now, so what I'm going to do now, while I've got the chance, I'm going to get our slip that we originally used to colour the clay, and a little paintbrush. Little brush. And what I'm going to do is just get some of this thick stuff off here. That's a terrible brush, that. It's rock hard. Get a better brush, make a better job of it. That one, not better. So just the odd place where it's lost its colour, we'll load that up with a bit of coloured slip, and then just darken them areas up. The odd bit of clear's gone on there. Any more for any more? I've got them couple of little dots there. That's about it. Should do us. Don't want to put too much of that on because it'll be soaking. Right. Curving, and I have found a couple of good sponges for this, so if I can find the second one, it is that'll do. It doesn't have to be much of a curve, so I found for this shape these car sponges, quite good, so nice and dry, nice and clean. In the middle, like that. Now, of course, we don't want it, we want it to dry now, so no plastic. Get that lined up. It's a bit more precarious to turn it over, but we got to go for it. Little board out the way. Get that out of the way. So there. So we got our sponge to give us a bit of height, and what we've got to do is gently curve our edges around. I haven't figured out an easier way of doing this, so I want it to sit flat, so if that board's pretty good, try and curve them edges there. So if it is a fruit bowl, you don't want too much to roll off it. And that is it for that bit. So we're going to let that dry up for a minute, and then we'll come back when it's firmed up a little bit. We'll support it with some more sponges on this side, on this edge, and then we'll turn it back over. So see you in a few minutes. Right, welcome back. So it's starting to firm up a little bit, so we need a lot of sponges, various shapes and sizes. So hopefully when I turn this over I won't drop it, and then we're going to prop the sides up, so we're going to flip it over So we've now got our shape just starting to form. So now have other little sponges which we are going to place around the item. What we've got one there. Need a one for in there. That wedge shaped one. Got one there. Probably one over here as well. Another one there. A bit bigger than that. So we've got our shape forming there. And then we're going to just gently press down in the middle. Work our way around the edge. Now the edges will crack if you go too much, if you try and bend the clay too much, so I'm just going to be gentle. And there. Put that one in a little bit further. Then hopefully that will then set up. Take that out of the way so you can see. So we've got a flat area there. And there you have it. So, thanks for watching. Get the camera up to sign off. So there you go. Slab sgraffito. Hope you've enjoyed. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Clears the way. See you in another video very soon. Bye for now. I'll leave you with a closing shot of this. See if we can zoom in for you. Bye bye.